Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good Friday morning. Hello, Mr. Bob. What you say? So, Friday morning. I know I'm probably not going to get this thing uploaded before 11 a.m., but still going to do it. Still going to upload it. And let's get down to it, shall we? So we've made it through the week so far. And we've had some serious, we got some serious kitty nudging the camera's tripod right now. Let's see if I can get him away from that. Okay, maybe not. He seems a little, I think he wants to eat early, and that's his problem. Because he's not getting fed early. Yeah, he's going to cause all kind of havoc, so please excuse the moments of camera shakiness. Unless I can get him to come up. Come on. Come on. He's just standing there staring at me. Okay, let's get down to it. Alright, so who is our guide for the day? Let's see what kind of tone we're setting. Ragnarok. Of course, with Ragnarok, that is what's known as the twilight of the gods. But not necessarily a terrible meaning for us. We are kind of at the weekend here, so let's see what Ragnarok has to say to us today. Okay, so it's pretty much like the death card. You know, something's coming to an end, but something new will take its place, and that's a little inspirational there. So it's a good thing. We're kind of doing away with some things. We're kind of bringing in something new. So that's not a bad thing. So what's our spirit animal looking like? We've got skunk spirit. That's a good one. So it says know your worth. So we're gonna find out how do we know our worth here. Skunk. There we go. All right. So what do you value? What do you believe in? Is your best, most authentic self on display? Skunk Spirit comes as a reminder that you can be proud of who you are and what you have accomplished. Know your worth. Not everyone will agree with you or share your values, but you can walk with your head high knowing that when you express your integrity, others can feel your authenticity and will be inspired by it. Be who you are. And if your reputation precedes you, good. You have much to be proud of, and Skunk Spirit wants you to be your best self, the true you. So that is not a bad thing. And I'll be honest with you, I did for the Oracle deck today, the primary that we use, like kind of in that second space here. Thank you, phone, for interrupting. I did pick Sacred Rebels again because something did tell me, you know, we're about authenticity today. That's something that we're going to be kind of focusing on at some point, in some aspect. So, what can we look forward to today? You know, should we go on autopilot? Should we be a little more mindful? You know, how do we? Oh boy, how can we know our worth? How can we begin something knowing our worth and being proud of who and what we are? So we've got the Hanged Man, we've got a Two of Wands, and we've got a Four of Coins. There we go. Let's put that piece of opal back there. Now, The Hangman is one we haven't really seen pop up in our spread before. So I do want to kind of look at that, but looking at it, looks like we may be coming into a bit of a partnership here today. We may have to work with someone else. And so we may have to practice a little self-awareness today. There will be some sacrifice, but the Hangman is an interesting card to come up, especially in terms of Ragnarok. Ragnarok is in the stories, that's where Odin dies. He is killed by Fenrir the wolf. But if it had been Yggdrasil, it would have been a little more interesting, because Odin hanged himself from Yggdrasil and sacrificed himself to himself. He also stabbed himself in the side with his own spear in order to obtain the runes. That's one. That's a story. If you get a chance, check out Dr. Jackson Crawford's The Poetic Edda and listen to it. If you can get it on audio, and go through the app Hoopla, look into that. Get that copy. You can listen to it for free. It's pretty awesome. The next one we have is a Two of Wands. We know that I've always said the wands are fire energy, and we can see that here. A really interesting thing about this artwork with the Hangman is it's a raven hanging upside down rather than a human. So you have some planning, you have some goals, and you have some you have the ability to look forward. But with that Four of Coins, that's where we're going to experience a little problem. Because that Four of Coins is a little bit of loss there. We want to scale back, or we're holding back with we're not really as generous as we could be. I mean, you don't have to give away the farm, but we're being a little frugal. You know, we're not with these all together. That's the sacrifice to me says we gave a little more than what we should have, and it's causing us to be in a rather tight spot, and I can see that. And the weekend, I don't know how that weekend's going to shape up with that. That's something that we will have to look at, and I'm wondering how would that. Have you ever noticed that when like, kind of go back to a time when you didn't have money? If you're in a spot where you have more than what you used to, think back to a time when you didn't have very much, if anything, and you had to. I mean, the struggle was there. You were struggling, but did you ever find that overall you were a little happier? And I think that's what's calling back to is, if we're going to be our true self, if we're going to know what we're worth, we have to realize that the past is dead and gone, and we should let it be that way. However, that past was there to teach us something, and that's what we should be taking away. So how do we get that? Where is our lesson here? So we have listening for truth, obviously. We have faith in the process, and we have big, bold vision. Now we're starting to kind of shape up and see how things are going to turn out. So, listening for truth, we're kind of going in reverse numerical order here with 36, 32, and 15, in case you wanted to do anything with them. I don't know if you're into numerology. I'm not, but for those of you who are, feel free to comment down below and add something to this message here. Alright, so in listening for truth, sorry, it's taking a little bit of time here. May just have to do a little jump cut, but I doubt I will. Okay, here we go. So, you are being asked to listen for truths beneath the words rather than the superficial message of the words themselves. This is especially true for the communications of those around you, the press, the newspapers, and the mass media. You'll begin to hear fear in the words and actions of those around you, even as they preach love. Listen deeper. Listen for the truth. I mean, we're getting bombarded, aren't we? Constant bombardment with stuff from a year ago, maybe more, maybe a year and a half ago. It's like mass media is just hammering that into our heads. They're making sure we don't forget and that we stay in that constant state of fear. The reason they sell that? Advertising. You keep people in a state of fear, they'll spend money that they don't have. And I think that also kind of points to this four of coins here. But let's go with faith in the process. Okay, so right now you're in a situation where you can't set right the course of events all by yourself. That's not an indication you've done something wrong, nor does it suggest that you are not strong enough. It's a sign that there's something bigger unfolding in your life, and your willpower will be supplemented by the power of life itself. Sometimes a bigger plan needs to manifest for the benefit of humanity and the earth. You need to shift your perspective to realize that you're part of a greater unfoldment of life, that your individual life serves the greater plan, that you're not separate from its genius. This is what's happening now. You happen to be instrumental to the greater plan as such, and you need to accept your position and be moved while also being empowered and protected as you make personal progress through your life in that grander scheme. I wholeheartedly agree there. And then with the big bold vision, now just before we move on, did you notice it says that you can't really do it all by yourself? When this card, these two cards together, indicate that maybe you should start working with some others. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's something that, two heads are better than one sometimes. So yeah, get into it with someone else. Let's see what happens today. And by get into it, I mean get into whatever your project is, whatever you're working on. If you've been doing it by yourself, see if you can enlist a little help, or maybe help someone else with their project. Show them, hey, maybe you can't do this by yourself, maybe you need a little help. Offer that help. See what happens. And then with that big, bold vision, you're being asked to remember that when something is right for you, endless synchronicities and support will flow your way at the right time and in the right way. Stay open, receptive, playful, and surrendered. You're about to receive or be invited to become part of a grand visionary beginning. It has the makings of something fantastic, no matter how the journey that brings this vision into reality unfolds, and there will be some twists and turns you don't see coming. It's still helpful for you to be open to it. Trust your heart. Be still with your voices. And when the time feels right and truthful, leap. We kind of got a similar message from the Starseed Oracle a little earlier in the week. But remember when I said that's an end, but it's also ushering in a beginning? There's your beginning. And this doesn't seem to be so much a focus right now. This is bad news. This is an unexpected twist. But the thing is, you're here to know your worth. So when you're being authentic with people, you also need to be authentic with yourself. So you do have a nice vision. You have something great coming, and it's going to come from you. But you got to trust others. You got to get others to help you, and you have to listen. Not so much for the words. Some people can't put things. Look, even I have trouble relaying messages sometimes. Sometimes I'll say things, and then they're misunderstood, and I'm like, let me clarify that. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. That's a good approach, and that happened to me earlier this week. I had to tell someone, I apologize, perhaps I wasn't being clear. Let me do that now. Let me clarify a few things. And at the end of it all, I said, I'm sorry I wasn't clear. I'll try to be a little more clear next time. I'm telling you, this guy wants to be fed, doesn't he? He's still got 30 minutes, so we're not worrying about that right now. And this is what he's going to do. He's going to act up. So what secrets need to be revealed for us to be authentic with ourselves, to work well with others, to listen and communicate well in turn? What do we need to make this new beginning something awesome? So, why do I have Vegvasir in here? You know what? We'll throw Vegvasir up here, because that is definitely the sort of that's a compass. So it's helping us find our way. It's a good thing it came up. I'll stick it right there. That'll be another guide. How about that? But what we really wanted was runes. And we've got Yera, Uruz, and Nauthiz. So, here he goes. He's jumping at me, or he was. So with Yera, you're about to reap what you sow. So I hope it was good. But usually Yera indicates reward. So we've got some reward coming up. Uruz is... There we go. So this one, I'm going to tell you right now, all of these point in a straight line right back to each other today. Build personal power ethically from the inside out. Remember what I said, when you're being authentic with others, be sure to be authentic with yourself as well. Endurance and resilience are important now. So, it's also pointing at this. These are kind of tough times for you. Don't worry about that. Just, you know, I know this is easier said than done, but understand this is the message I'm getting. Power through it. Okay, don't break down now. Our will can change our fate. It can forge a path where there is none. Look to your health and vitality, for these may need healing. So, treat yourself a little better. Maybe go for that walk. Something like that. I think that would work. Get out into nature. A little exercise. Take today to eat a little better. You know, kind of skip all the junk and maybe find something a little healthier to eat today. Take care of yourself. If you're feeling sick, don't go into work. You know, if you're feeling like today it needs to be a mental health day, take that mental health day. All right, so mental health is important there. So let's see, Nauthiz. I think Nauthiz is more about leaving the past in the past. Yep. So again, the biggest message from Nauthiz today: separate needs from wants. When I'm looking at this card and then these lining up, that hard time may be coming from you. If you're not feeling great, you're just not feeling it today, there may be a reason for that. And you may need to treat yourself a little better. Maybe you've been beating yourself up. You've been not getting enough sleep. It could be a number of things, but it's time to break free from the obsessions. And obsessions can be anything from, I really want this for lunch, and it's on your mind, and you can't stop thinking about it. Well, maybe today's not the day for that. Maybe today what you need is something else. Give yourself what you need today. Give others what they need today. When you do that, you find when you give, you get back. It doesn't have to be money. It could be time. It could be anything. But just remember, be good to yourself. Be good to others. Let's sum it up and get the hell out of here, shall we? Alright, so be honest with yourself and others. Be good to yourself and others. Today is a day where you really need to take care of yourself and others at the same time. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. But that's okay. We're at the weekend because whatever little project you've got going on, while it's ending, and while the big bold vision is there, and you're looking at it and you're a little overwhelmed, don't worry. Get people you trust to help you. But you have to be authentic with yourself and others in order for that to work. Some people are just not going to accept you, okay? Listen, I get a few views on these videos. I don't complain about them. Those few views, I appreciate them. I'm happy with them. This is doing something. However, there are people on some of these other sites, they hate my guts for doing this. And you know what? I still do it. Because they're not living my life, and until they're paying my bills, they reveal that they're one of my parents, or we're fucking, I don't owe them an explanation. Or a moment of my time. Not one moment longer than what was necessary, and that's over and done. So, that's what you need today. You need to stop caring what others think about you and just be you. Do what you do. Do it well. Treat yourself well. Treat them well. And that's really it. That's the big secret to this little reading right here. I hope you got something out of this. I hope your day goes well. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for choosing me as your forecaster for the day. I'll be back tomorrow with what your weekend looks like. Thank you so much again. Thank you for joining me for tea, even though I haven't really had any yet. I probably should. This is really good stuff. That's delicious. And as always, love you guys. Shine on. Bonus footage. I get to show you how I clean up. You know, there are days where I tell you I straight up don't even need the book for something. Sometimes I do. In fact, sometimes, a lot of times I do. Just kind of wanted to add that in there. Whoa. And sometimes things just go wrong.